Today I got a devotional by Kenneth Copeland called Faith to Faith from the chaplain, which was nice. I also got a plastic cross necklace, a rosary, that I have hanging on my wall. It's nice to be able to decorate a little in here. I'll drop a picture of the actual cell that I was in so you can kind of see what I'm talking about as I describe some of this. The walls are white, and the doors, desks, and bunks are this funky green color that I'm sure they got donated because no one else in their right mind wanted to paint anything with it. I was bored the other day and I built a little shelf next to my sink using a 2-inch wide piece of cardboard for the shelf and then setting it on 2 empty toilet paper rolls that I spaced apart, and then I used toothpaste to adhere it to the wall. Very functional for my comb, my acne medication, toothpaste, and Q-tips. Oh, the toothpaste in there, if you've never been to jail or prison, I'm going to warn you right now, the toothpaste that they give people in there is really like some type of an alternate reality glue. This is like really chalky stuff. It maybe gets your teeth clean, I'm not real sure, but it works great for adhering things to the wall. I used to put pictures and little clip outs from magazines and whatever. Anything that you needed pasted somewhere, you could definitely use toothpaste and handle that. So I decided I was going to build a shelf and adhered it to the wall, and then I had a nice little place for me to put my stuff. I'm 99% sure that that shelf got torn off the wall at some point when a CO came in to search my cell, but that's, then you just build another shelf. That's what you do. Ask Dad how familiar he is with inmates Cadillac'n to communicate with each other to send items from cell to cell while they are on lockdown. I am in a downstairs cell and frequently see people on the top tier fly their cars over the rail and then hook up with people that are on the bottom tier. The tier is laid out in kind of an L shape, which makes driving interesting going around those tables and the poles. I'm on a good routine and the days and weeks are already moving by pretty quick. I really enjoy staying up late until around 3 or 4 a.m. as it is so quiet and I can actually hear myself think. After I eat breakfast, I throw earplugs in and I sleep away. In Michigan prisons, are they still serving 3 meals a day or do they do a sack lunch as well given at breakfast time? It doesn't bother me like it does some of the guys being in the cell all day. The key is to get yourself a routine and block out the fact that you are in the cell. Work on the things that you can change and don't get yourself worked up over what can't be changed at the moment. I am looking forward to moving to GP, general population, as well, but honestly, I don't have any more out of cell time than what I currently have. The differences are getting your property, your electronics, and some other privileges, like using the phone more often and being able to order food on store. I got weighed the other day and I lost around 8 pounds since I have come from High Desert State Prison. I'm still in the mid 220s and I feel great. I exercise hard 3+ times a week in my cell. I can't really do more than that as I would be walking around hungry. So you heard me mention there a little bit about my dad and asking my dad's opinion. My dad actually worked for the Department of Corrections here in Michigan, so I was simply trying to have a little bit of a conversation with him in regards to what things were like where he was at in relation to how things were where I was at. To say that our relationship for a lot of years was strained is probably an understatement. You know, acting the way that I was and doing the things that I was definitely on one side of the law and he was on the other side of the law, which definitely made for some tense times around our house. This was really just an attempt to have a little conversation and try to see what things were like in another state, how they were doing things, and get his opinion. And really to try and just start having a conversation with my dad. The other thing that I noticed as I was reading through that is the staying up late part until 3, 4 a.m. That's not my normal schedule that I like to keep, but it was so loud on that tier sometimes that I would literally have to change my sleep schedule in order to just get a little bit of peace and quiet. If you haven't seen one of my previous videos, I did something on the sounds in solitary confinement, and I found a 2-minute clip here. I'll link to that video as well, but you can really see exactly how loud it got sometimes and just the craziness that was happening.